Alright, here is a beautiful double time 2-5-1 lick from John Patitucci. He is doing this over the standard Like Someone in Love. It's from a really great live duo recording between him and the guitarist Chuck Loeb. I'll put a link in the comments for that. It's a really beautiful version of that song. And Patitucci is somebody that I've been meaning to get around to doing a lick for the longest time. He's been a huge influence of mine ever since I was in high school. I remember getting really into fusion and checking out the Chick Corea Electric Band and just being blown away by Patitucci's playing. And then obviously as I got exposed to more of his straight-ahead jazz playing, my appreciation for him just grew even deeper. And I actually had the privilege of playing a couple of songs with him one time. He came to my college as a guest artist, and I played a few standards with him, one of which was actually Giant Steps, which was terrifying, to say the least. But he was a super sweet, super nice guy, and I'm very grateful for that experience. So we're going to be doing a 2-5-1 to C major, so we start on the D minor 7 chord. And we start out with a little chromatic anticipation to the root of the 2 chord. So we go from 2 above, so he does E and then E flat, which 2 chromatics above the root. So, and then we land on the D note on beat 1 of the D minor chord. So it's a little anticipation. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that D note is beat 1. Now what we do here, in my opinion, the way I was thinking of it when I was trying to analyze it, is it looks to me like what he's doing mostly is thinking just Dorian with a lot of different chromatics over the 2 chord and over the 5 chord as well. And then it seems like towards the very end of the 5 chord, right before it resolves to the 1, he alters it a little bit to get a nice resolution. So I could be wrong. Maybe he wasn't thinking of it like that. But just when I looked at how all the notes were lining up, it just pretty much looked like Dorian with some chromaticism to me. So what we do once we start on that D note, we just go. We go right up the D Dorian scale all the way from the root up to the 9th. So D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. And you could do the E on the 2nd string if you want. I was just choosing to do it on the 3rd string because I feel like it's more kind of along the lines of how it would be translated to the bass. So I'm just using my ring finger on the D note and then the E. Okay, and then from there we do this great chromatic down to the 5th. So we're starting on the root note, and then we go to the flatted 7th, the 6th, the flat 6, and the 5. So the chromaticism right there is happening between the 6 and the 5. So we have 2 different instances of chromaticism so far. We have the 2 above the root at the very beginning, right? And then right here, we have the chromaticism going between the 6 and the 5. So up to there we have. And then we go down to the G, which is the 4. And once we hit this note right here, this F note, that's the start of the G7 chord. But like I said, I think he's just thinking more just D Dorian. So I'm just still going to call this the flatted 3rd, even though it's technically the flatted 7th of the G. And then we do the flatted 3rd, the 4th, and then the 2nd. And now here's some more chromaticism. So this is really nice. We do the D note, which is the root, and then we do a... this is basically like a chromatic approach to the D note, 2 below, 2 above. So after we hit the root note, we do C and C sharp, which are the 2 chromatics below, and then E and E flat, which are the 2 chromatics above, which is what we did at the very beginning of the line. So, and I'm pulling off from the E to the E flat. Okay, so you could think of that as, like I said, chromaticism to the root of the D, in the terms of just thinking of it all as D Dorian, or you can say it's chromatic to the 5th of the G7. Whatever one makes it easier for you to, absorb the information and apply it into your own playing. That's kind of my whole philosophy when it comes to analyzing a lot of these lines. Like, obviously, the way that I explain a lot of these is not the only way that you can approach it, and isn't even necessarily the way that the person that was playing these lines was thinking of it, because obviously I have no way of knowing for sure what they're thinking unless they're actually doing a lesson talking about what they're thinking over specific lines. So whatever is the easiest for you to absorb this stuff. So up to this point now we have this. Okay, now right here, like I said, it looks like he just does Dorian again. The first 4 notes of D Dorian, D, E, F, G. And then at the very end of the line, he alters it. So now, right here, we have A flat, hammer onto B flat, pull back off to A flat, which is very clearly the flat 9 and sharp 9 of the G7 chord. And then you slide down a fret, and that resolves to the 5th of the C major 7 chord. So that's what it looks like to me. Like I said, he could have been thinking of it differently, but it looks like a lot of D-doring with chromaticism. And then at the very end, he alters it by doing that flat 9, sharp 9 slur, and then resolves it to the 5th of the C major chord. Okay? So a couple times up to speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so such a great lick, and I'm glad I was finally able to do something for John Patitucci, find something of his that can translate nicely over to the guitar. And it's funny because when you look at this on the upright bass, he's all over the place in terms of positions, but luckily with the guitar we can kind of condense that down to a couple of different spots. So that is our lick for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. And as always, if you would like to donate and support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/MikeAudetteMusic or paypal.me/MikeAudetteMusic. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next episode. Take care.